Good evening and welcome to the August 13th, 2024 Select Board meeting. We have a full and exciting agenda tonight, and I really do mean that. And it's great to see all these faces joining us. We'll get going. We do have a full agenda, so just for the public, so you know, we are really going to be moving things along. The first thing on our agenda is public comment. We allow 2 minutes. You are allowed to say what you wish as long as it's nothing that's on the agenda itself. So, please identify yourself.
Linda Hathaway, the Stow Town Clerk, and I'm just here to remind people that the deadlines for voter registration for the primary is August 24th. You have to change your party or your address name, but also to register to vote. And in-person early voting starts on the 24th, right here in Town Building on the first floor in the Whitney Room. And if anybody has any questions on what the ballot is or what we're voting on, check our website. You can track your ballot. We've sent out over 1,500 vote-by-mail ballots. I think we have 400 returned. The clerk's office would love it if you could get it back earlier rather than later. But we're looking forward to the primary, so we'll be busy with that.
Great. Thanks, and thanks for all your effort and your volunteers and your staff for
Yes,
putting all
it
this
takes a
forward.
lot. It takes a village.
I know. So thank you. Do we have any other comments? Nobody online? I see. Okay. Do we have board member updates of any committees or comments of anything?
Nope.
Hector?
I just wanted to say thank you to the police department, wherever they went, for the wonderful night out that they set up this past week. I thought it was a great attendance, especially for the first night out, and a great event, and look forward to future events.
Yeah.
That's it.
You mixed what I was gonna say, so thank you. All right. Well, so we'll move to the town administrator's report, and Erin is now stepping in to pinch hit for Denise, who's on vacation.
Fortunately, she left me something to read, so we are all set. There will be a virtual MBTA Communities Information Session on August 20th at 7 p.m. Information is available on our website. Additionally, Valerie, our planning director, will be attending the September 4th discussions with Denise to answer any questions or share information on the MBTA zoning. The town is collecting feedback on the town center streetscape improvements. The project aims to expand accessibility, ease vehicular traffic, and increase pedestrian and bicyclist safety. We are looking for feedback on initial ideas and to learn more about how people currently use the roadways and how they might be used in the future. The state primary is Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024 at Center School, and the polling hours are 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. In-person early voting will be Saturday, August 24th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Monday, August 26th through Thursday, August 29th from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and finally on Friday, August 30th from 8:30 a.m. to noontime. A reminder that the Select Board is welcome and encouraged to attend the Comprehensive Plan Committee's September 16th meeting, intended to be held virtually. This meeting will include a presentation of the plan's draft vision statement, core themes, and goals, as well as a future land use map. Just a reminder that the Rediscover Mapledale folks are holding the first annual Robert H. Hawkins Golf Tournament on Monday, August 26th at Stow Acres. Anyone interested in participating can search for the Rediscover Mapledale website or find the link on our website. Thank you.
Okay. So we have appointments. The first is Josh Barriere. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Barriere.
Barriere. Okay, Barriere. To the position of patrol officer through June 30th, 2025. Chief Solis, you're up.
Thank you very much. I'm here in front of the board once again. As you know, we've gone through some transition over the past year. People have left on many different occasions, and I was here not too long ago to put forward another candidate who unfortunately didn't pass the physical portion of the test to get into the academy, even though we gave many opportunities, more so than other places would, and still it didn't happen for us. So we reposted, and which ended up being great for us, because Josh came to us, applied, and came with some highly recommended referrals from within our department. We have 2 members who work at the same agency that Josh does. He comes from Holy Cross, as a 20-year veteran over there with attaining the rank of lieutenant. He's going to be switching over to a patrol officer position here, and he's going to be starting all over again. But he comes with us with years of training, years of experience, which is great. We've seen Jason, who came from Holy Cross, and he's been a wonderful asset to the town and in addition to the town. So I expect the same for Josh here. And he hopefully will be, if you appoint tonight, will be starting on September 1st for a round of field training with our officers, with our 2 field training officers. I don't expect that to be a long period of time, and him to be on the road shortly thereafter on his own. So I'm excited to recommend Josh for the position, and hopefully you guys, appoint him. And if you have any questions, here he is.
Well, not necessarily a question, just a quick comment. Glad to see another Holy Cross influence come in, since I'm an alum from there. Things have definitely changed from when I went, so I do know that there's a lot of experience that they put forth and emphasize really on community policing. So I think that's awesome, and really look forward to having Josh with us. I think he will be truly an added asset for the town.
He's already started doing that. You came the other night to our National Night Out, helped us out. Before he was even, been, appointed, so that was great. So it just shows the commitment that he's putting forward already.
I see some familiar faces.
Any other comments from the board?
I could ask my usual comments, and I ask this of every applicant because the town of Stow, I think, is very innovative in its approach to regulating and working with the community. And I just wondered what your opinion was of those innovative activities with mental health and you having worked with students, I'm sure you're like on top of it, but just anything you wanna say.
Absolutely. At Holy Cross, first I want to thank the board for taking the time. I worked with Officer Rogers extensively over at Holy Cross. Like most, colleges, municipalities that are plagued with mental health issues in the community. That is one of probably the biggest calls that I've had the most experience with over my career. It's one of those that, every call is different. They may be unique and similar in certain ways, but they're drastically different. But the outcome ultimately is the same. The one thing that I'm really attracted with at Stow, which kind of aligns with policing, in a smaller environment where I come from, from the college side of things, is the restorative justice model. I really think it allows buy-in and weigh-in from all sides. It's not just an end-all be-all. There's a lot of stake, and I think that's important. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
That's it.
That's great.
I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to appoint Josh Barriere to the position of patrol officer for the Town of Stow Police Department, pending final approval by the town administrator and the satisfactory completion of all prerequisite physical and mental exams and a background check through June 30th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Let the record show it's unanimous.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I can tell the board that the background has come back already, and all the tests have come back, so it'll just be on the final approval with the town administrator. So everything's come back in a positive way, so I'll just have to wait for Denise to come back, and so we'll be good to go.
Excellent.
Great.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a good night.
You too.
You too.
Oh, it's great, your family came. That's nice.
Okay, it is
You
now
guys can come in.
my esteemed pleasure for our next appointment for interim fire chief for Barry Evers. Would you like to make a statement, Barry?
Put someone on the spot, boy.
Yeah.
We all just sort of look at you, okay, you start.
I wasn't sure if I should have raised my hand or not. So I was thinking a lot about what to say about this, and the men and women that are here tonight, this is their Stow Fire Department right here. And the years that I've put into this fire department and the outpouring of support I've gotten so far from my colleagues and from town administration and from residents of Stow, it's been very, very humbling. The fact that everybody's here, these men and women are my heroes. They spend their nights and days and weekends away from their families, serving the community of Stow, putting their best efforts forward. And the fact that I was even selected to head up the department is, like I said, is extremely humbling. And I'm looking forward to the challenge. I've put my time in here as, I think this is 24 years now. I forget, I don't even know anymore. But yeah, it's been fantastic so far, and I really hope that I can continue to do my best and give my best.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You even have a fan club.
There it is.
My family's in the Berkshires waiting for me to get back to
We have a real fan, he has a real fan already. Yeah.
Does the board have any comments or anything?
No, I look forward to working with you, continuing to
Yeah.
work with you.
Continuing to work with you.
It's great.
Outstanding. It's been so
Yeah.
great. I'm really looking forward to it.
Excellent. All right, with that, I will take a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to appoint Barry Evers to the position of interim fire chief effective immediately until a permanent fire chief is hired.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And you'll apply, right?
Of course I will.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. I will do. Thank you.
Okay. And our next appointment, Bob Wilber to the Open Space Committee for a 3-year term expiring June 30th, 2027. Is Bob here or online?
I don't see him tonight.
This is really a.
No, this is actually, yeah, this is, well, there was an issue with the email, so this really is just to correct something.
Oh, okay.
So, if there are no comments from the board, there was an issue when the original appointment was supposed to come up with email.
Oh, I see, okay.
So this really is to kind of
It's
just
just a motion.
correct, so.
Mr. Chair, I move to reappoint Bob Wilber to the Open Space Committee for a 3-year term ending June 30th, 2027.
I'm delighted. Second?
And I'm delighted to call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, now, Kiersten Bergeron, appointment to the EDIC for the remainder of a 5-year term expiring June 30th, 2026.
No.
Is she with us? Seen
Oh,
it
I
here.
was so curious about her day job.
So,
Alright.
You think? Related?
so
Just wondering.
if there's no further comments from the board, I'll
Delighted to
take a-
have someone stepping up to fill out our, I believe, is that the last week?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, so yeah, that's wonderful.
which is great, so they'll know, begin to do
Revitalized.
the important work that's involved in it.
Are they, is there now a forum they can,
Right,
Should be.
there's, yeah.
no,
Yeah.
great.
Great.
So I'll accept the motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to appoint Kiersten Bergeron to the Economic Development and Industrial Commission for the remainder of a 5-year term ending June 30th, 2026.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
That shows unanimous. Okay, and the final appointment this evening is Yvonne.
She is with us tonight.
I'm sorry?
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
She is
with
online.
us tonight.
Yes. Yvonne, and I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna butcher the last name. Yoneshige?
Yoneshige.
Okay, close, Yoneshige, okay.
Okay, yeah.
So welcome, and would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and why you decided to join us?
Well, this is my first experience on a Stow committee. I'm recently retired, and I kind of want to get more involved in the town. So I think my work experience and my volunteer experience I can leverage in this particular position for the Cultural Council. So I thought this would be a good place to start for my first experience in working in a Stow committee. So I'm hopefully I'll be able to make a contribution, and help to bring some new and exciting cultural opportunities to the town. So thank you for your time and the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Any questions or comments from the board?
Thank you for your interest.
Yes. Thank you, and we really look forward to having you with us and look forward to what you do bring forward.
Great, thank you.
Okay, I'll accept the motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to appoint Yvonne Yoneshige to the Stow Cultural Council for the remainder of a 3-year term ending June 30th, 2025.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Let the record show it's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Take care.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, next on our agenda, the Lake Boon Water Carnival. It is the special event permit. And I'm assuming, Dave, you're here to,
He's got the right t-shirt on.
I should have worn
Map
mine.
Yeah, this is the annual Lake Boon Association sponsored water carnival, which were done the last several years on over Labor Day weekend. The only time that it involves town property is the town beach and the Pine Bluffs area. Actually, the Friday night, we have lighting of the lake and music, which the police boat will be out there just to keep things safe, make sure we don't have canoes and kayaks with no lights on them, things like that. But that's on state property, it's a great pond. But the Saturday is the real event that needs the permit, and that's where we have canoe races, beach games, field games. It's typical of the kind of thing that goes on at the town routinely during the summer. And it occurred to me that we were paying a lot for insurance. For complete disclosure here, I'm the Lake Boon Association treasurer, so we're paying about $1,000 for insurance for that day. And it occurred to me also that the town probably has less risk because we're holding that event. We have lifeguards there, we have people supervising the games and things that are going on. So it seems like there's less risk. We're not doing anything that doesn't go on there other times there. But at the same time, I understand that you may not want to set a precedent of not having separate liability insurance. So, no hard feelings either way, but I'm just trying to watch out for the Lake Boon Association's budget.
Okay, well, thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you charge, is this a free event?
Yeah, it's a free event. We sell lunch for people that want to buy a hot dog or a hamburger.
Got it.
And we have the food permit to do that.
So you don't have a good way to offset your cost on the insurance?
Not on this, yeah. We sell t-shirts and hats.
Yeah, I feel like unfortunately it's tricky for us to set a precedent to not have insurance for an event.
Yeah.
That's, even, I understand how it seems so similar to the activities that happen at the camp and so forth.
Yeah.
I I agree also, but the main reason I agree is because it's an event that's sort of organized by you and it's a draw. And you're organizing certain things and you have certain activities going on that are, people are coming to it under the guise of the event.
Yeah, that's true.
So in a way, it is, while I completely agree and I'm sympathetic, it is an event that's organized and under your purview in a way.
Yeah,
But if town council or police department or someone had a different opinion on that, I'm open to that discussion, but.
Well, it seems the town administrator is urging us not to.
Yeah.
What-
ironically, I asked her about it and she said there was a case where I guess for the cleanup of Stow, that they were a town
Right.
organization where there was no insurance, but that's why I got a little encouragement from her to ask at least.
Yeah, all right.
I'm looking at the list of events that you have here and
Yeah.
certificates of insurance, and it was either private property or a town event, and this is an event that's going on in Lake Boone.
Yeah,
And the town is responsible.
Yeah.
Anybody goes on to Lake Boone that wasn't planning to be part of the event and has an accident, where does that go?
yeah,
So,
okay.
But-
Yeah, I can
think we'll send
I can get a certificate of insurance.
Oh, No, yeah, I mean, I see no issue with, not issuing the permit, it's just, with the proviso that, we do still need to have the, certificate of insurance, additionally naming the town and also with the, caveat of the statement of the hold harmless, which the COI usually does do. So,
Okay.
with that, I'll accept a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to grant a special event permit for the Lake Boone Water Carnival to be held at Pine Bluff Recreation Area at Lake Boone on Saturday, August 31st from 9:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. pending receipt of all required documents, including certificate of insurance.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Let's show it's unanimous. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna miss it.
All right, the next up is the special permit for the Lions Autumn Food Truck Festival for Sunday, September 15th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it's going to be held at the Stow Lions Club Field, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay,
that's correct.
okay. So it's actually on private property?
Yes,
Okay.
partially. Explain that if you like.
Okay, gone through the permits. First of all, does anybody have any questions after going through the permits?
I had a couple of questions. The event the event title is not the same on all of your permits that you've submitted. So what are we calling this event?
We're calling it the Stow Lions Autumn Food Truck Festival.
Okay, great. So your one-day event permit was for apple picking festival. There was something else. It was called, I just want to understand what we are
Okay,
talking about here, because all of the paperwork is not, it's just not matching.
well, I understand that is a possibility
Okay.
that we mix things up there. We've been working on this since 2022. We had an initial discussion with the board. And since that time, we've talked about it with what we call our District 33K Lions District Group. And back and forth, we decided to scale back on our event for our first attempt. So this is really our first attempt at this food truck festival. Our original attempt was to have 13 trucks at the event. Here you'll see we have 4 main food trucks along with the beer and wine and dessert trucks. So we felt that was a good way to to start scaled back. See how that goes, and then build on that next year.
For a total of 7 trucks.
Yeah, we got that.
So our original title was different back in 2022. So that's why there's some
Maybe that
little
carried
bit
over somewhere.
of confusion there.
Okay,
So the intent was always to have a food truck event during the apple picking season
Yeah.
in the area. And we decided to go early in the season, mid-September.
Right,
Beginning of the season, again, so we didn't get overwhelmed
right.
initially.
So, Mr. Chair, may I? Okay, so my concern with it is that we've got 3 different pieces of documentation with 3 different event names on it. And so I'm just trying to clarify whether or not it's something we can approve. It's like if you said, there's a baseball festival happening this day, a football festival happening this day, and something else.
Sure.
They're not all the same thing, even if you, so I wanna make sure all of our, I's are dotted and T's are crossed, just because I can't give you a permit for something that's called one thing. Or maybe we can, that's what I'm asking Erin about right now. Cause that's my only concern, is that they've submitted 3 different pieces of paperwork that have 3 different names of 3 different things. Do you know what I'm saying?
right.
I do, I'm just not seeing it.
Sorry, so the special one-day alcoholic beverages license application that was filed by JK Management is for a name of an event called the Lions Club Apple Picking Festival. Okay? Something else is called the 2024 Food Truck Festival. So if they're changing it to that, that's fine. But
So maybe in our motion, we can ask that they simplify to.
right, and I don't know
make
if
the
it's because
documents all
that documentation
safe or
came from the
something.
state, if like it has to be tied to the one that is the actual applicant. I just wanna make sure. Cause
Yeah, yeah.
that was the thing that jumped out at me, is that I don't know what we're approving, because the names have to be tied to the events.
Right.
So again, not trying to be nitpicky, not trying to say this isn't a fantastic idea. I just, anytime we open ourselves up to these kind of permits, like they just have to, everything has to tie off nicely.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
That I believe, it can move forward.
Okay.
But the motion needs to change
Okay.
to indicate that the name of the applications have to be adjusted.
Okay.
And they do need to be adjusted to the, Hector, since you're making the motion,
Yeah, noticed that.
it needs to be the Stow Lions Autumn Food Truck Festival. And that's, and then that's on the first 2, which is fairly easy to correct.
All 3, right?
The third one
Motions are
all the
for
motions
that.
are the same.
for the, yes. Actually, you're right, the third one does say it in the second line, so as long as we have that, with the caveat that the permits
Okay.
have to all
Amended.
say Stow Lines Autumn Food Truck Festival.
Like, can they reapply?
Well,
That's my, like,
my
that's,
information is that the one-day liquor license application is fine because it has the correct date and location
Okay.
and times.
okay,
And the permit wording matches the Lions info.
okay, perfect.
So
Okay,
with that.
great.
So we can just move
I think we can
forward
just
with
move
what we have.
forward with it, yep, absolutely. I just really
No,
wanted
no,
to
I
double check on
understand. No, no.
that, cause.
No, and I
Okay.
yeah, and it is, yeah, and it,
Better to ask
Better
now
ask
than
now
to.
than have you not have your
Yeah.
application on
the
your.
most important one is the liquor.
It's the liquor license, right, yeah,
And
absolutely.
since that one actually is correct with the date, the
Right.
others, you can actually change
After.
the name.
Okay, perfect.
I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
having been part of the organization of the beer festival going on August 31st, that was not a shameless plug, but I know what it takes to put one together,
Yes.
and we have one safety officer, police officer there for that small area that we're in. You're in a much larger area, and I only see one police officer at the intersection?
No, they have
I think
another.
they have
We
two.
have a second one.
You
There's
do,
a second,
okay,
yeah.
so there will be a roaming,
There'll be a roaming police officer.
And
okay.
then additionally,
And
I
he'll
think it
either
said-
cover the entrance on 117 to the parking lot, or the entrance to our overflow, right
Okay.
there. I just didn't put a symbol there for police
Okay.
officer. And also, there's an entrance down Hudson Road
Right there,
into the overflow parking.
okay.
And that's his decision, that'll be the police department's decision, which one they wanna cover, maybe based on congestion, you know,
Mr. Chair,
certain times of the day.
Chief?
I spoke to Sergeant Gogan, who worked with the Lions Club. Dave is, Sergeant Gogan has had 30+ years of experience, and he went with a recommendation of 2 officers.
Yes.
He understood my concerns going into it about 1, the alcohol, 2, the traffic, and 3, the pedestrians. I mean, those are, you know, anytime you have moving cars with people walking.
Right on
Yeah.
117.
117, it is
It's
a
a
very,
busy-
it's gonna be busy, and I
Yeah.
think, and I also believe part of that is that a cruiser will be issued as well too.
Okay.
You know, to make sure to slow people down in that area as well.
Yeah.
And so we feel comfortable with the 2 for now.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Definitely
It's
one-
also my understanding you're going to have to assist with the police in the parking areas.
Inside the parking areys, they'll
Yes.
have
Is that what they
volunteers helping with
Yes,
parking.
you could see the
That's what
the
these two
yellow stick characters
are.
on
Yeah,
the,
okay.
on the thing there. That's a combination of volunteers from the Lions Club and possibly a number of people from the district level.
Okay.
In other words, other Lions from other towns.
Right.
That's the way they organize it.
Okay.
So it'll all be adults, just so that's clear.
And where's the alcohol being served?
Oh, let me show you. Okay, so we've got the beer truck right
Oh, I
here in
see.
this area. And we've cordoned it off a little bit with roping. So there's kind of an entrance.
So is that the only place alcohol can be consumed? Or can they
No, they
roam
can bring
around?
the alcohol into this area, which is the eating area.
And there will be signs telling people at what point they can't leave without alcohol, with alcohol?
If that's required,
Yes, they can't go onto town property. You can't leave you can't go outside the permit with a liquor license.
okay.
So you can't go on, take it home with you, walk down the street, walk down 117 with it.
Okay.
So that definitely needs to be posted.
Okay,
No-
I
no
don't think
alcohol
we've
beyond the
included that in our signage particularly, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to update
Yeah,
that.
no alcohol beyond this point.
Signs.
Where would you recommend? Oh, I can go through later.
We can ensure, we
location.
wanna.
You'll be going through a walkthrough, I'm assuming.
Inspect,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
exactly my next sentence.
So, good.
We'll be doing a walkthrough, and if we don't like it, then we'll make our voices heard.
Okay,
Great.
Yeah, and
excellent.
thank you very much for your cooperation.
Yeah, no, it's, and I
Really
know
appreciate it.
Sergeant Gogan was really, working well with you guys, so,
Yes.
just, yeah, that'll be a
This
concern.
out?
No, I definitely it has to have, just like we have for the other event going on, you can't bring it beyond the point of the,
Makes sense.
so.
Okay.
Okay.
I have
Um,
a question.
with
I understand,
the board.
well, it's
Right.
a Board of Health question.
My board needs to finish it. Other questions?
Can I ask, sorry, I know there was an issue with the water, the wellhead, and so the food truck, I know you said you can't park cars there, I'm
That's
assuming the food trucks,
Food trucks are around the perimeter.
and then the beer truck is far enough away from the wellhead to not be an
Yes,
issue
it's
as well?
also,
Great.
it's hard to see
Okay,
from where, you know,
Yeah.
a real distance here on this
Yeah.
drawing, but this is beyond the perimeter,
okay,
so.
perfect.
Food truck, yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Okay. And
So,
it is my understanding with the permits that you have undertaking is that you're meeting all of the Board of Health requirements for all the food trucks?
Yes, they are required to, Phil, help me out here, they're required to be certified, I believe.
By the
By the
Neshoba
Neshoba.
Board of Health.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, and we double checked that to make sure everyone was certified. So,
Okay, that's good. And I also did notice that you have people who are going to be disinfecting the tables, is that correct?
that's correct. Those will be, we're in the process of asking high school students who need volunteer time to
Community
help us
service,
out
yeah.
with the tables and just helping people get around.
Okay, and the Boy Scouts as well?
And the Boy Scouts as well, yes.
My one question is there someone that is going to be specifically designated to supervise those individuals?
Well, that's a good question, and we have not addressed that in particular.
Okay. Can I ask that be addressed?
Yes, you may, of course.
Disinfecting the tables where people are gonna be sitting and eating and drinking and everything else. You know, we don't need somebody getting a foodborne illness or something else.
Well, good point, yes.
In one of our many pieces of paper, we had this gentleman here as the person to kind of supervise the eating area.
Okay.
But you don't know it yet.
Yeah, but in terms, in particular of the scouts and or the high school students, we will designate, we'll be sure to have a designated person to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Okay. Nice, that's my last question.
That's great. I mean, my child is going to be one of them.
Yeah.
Doing that, I'm sure.
Oh, great, she's gonna be supervising.
Would you like to volunteer?
Miss Rachel.
I'd just like to thank you for your persistence.
Yes.
And bringing this event to hopefully fruition. It looks, things are looking good. Thank you. I think it's exciting and a great move forward in what I'd like to see happening around filling out the experience that visitors to Stow can have when they come to pick apples. So,
Right.
thank you.
That's great.
Thank you.
Our hope is that next year we might do 2 days. And the year after that, we might do 2 weekends. And we might get back to our original plan of 13 food trucks and a major activity.
Okay. Sounds great.
Yeah, and is there gonna be some type of physical barrier between the walkway and the traffic on
Yes.
117?
You're talking about here, along here on
Yes.
117. The barrier right now is planned to be a rope barrier.
Okay,
Okay, and so we're gonna stake in, because this is soft ground right along the road here, we're gonna stake every 10 feet and then run the rope through the stakes.
and that should be enough?
I would like to see the temporary fencing, you know, the orange fencing.
Oh, the orange?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, our plan was to put the orange where the orange is, can you see the orange perimeter here? To keep people out of the protected wetlands area. So we could use that same fencing along the road.
Yes.
So, you know, we can make that change.
And Mr. Chair, just to add to your, or I'm sorry, to the question about supervising, part of the requirements or concerns we have is that we want them to be crowd managers as well.
Yes.
Even though this is not an inside,
Right.
an inside event, to have that knowledge and training on what to look for and how to help people get out of an area that needs to be get out of. We feel that's a valuable training. It's a free training. It's less than a couple hours online.
Yes.
So that's part of the plan that we put forth to you, to the board.
Yes, and we've already had a couple of our members take that training,
The
so,
more the better.
yes, yeah,
And where are IDs and ages being checked?
I'm sorry.
Where are IDs and ages being checked? Is it only 21 and over?
Oh, no, the
Just for the liquor.
IDs should be checked by this organization that's running the
Okay.
truck. Okay, otherwise, this is a ticket booth here, I don't know if you can see that, but people come through the ticket booth and based on their ages, we have
Okay.
different tiers of what we charge by age.
So those people are all tip certified at the beer
All of
truck?
you, oh, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, no one else is gonna handle except the customers. the
Right, right.
alcohol. Yeah. None of our people will be carrying alcohol.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, Megan asked my question.
Okay.
Before we
Yeah.
do one thing about the liquor license, again, from our own experience, this event is going from 10 AM to 6 PM?
Yes.
Did you want the liquor license any longer for some of the volunteers?
No.
We found that it was useful. I mean, the volunteers wanted some
Interesting.
alcohol after the event.
Lessons learned.
Yes. Just saying.
Okay, no. Good
That's a year two thing.
Right.
Okay, I will start to accept the motions.
Oh boy. All right. Mr. Chair, I move to grant a special event permit for the Stow Lions Autumn Food Truck Festival to be held at Lions Field on Sunday, September 15th, 2024, from 10 AM until 6 PM, pending receipt of all required documentation.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve and authorize the chair to sign a Commonwealth of Massachusetts Sunday entertainment license for the Stow Lions Autumn Food Truck Festival to be held at Lions Field on Sunday, September 15th, 2024, from 10 AM until 6 PM.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, I move to grant a special one-day liquor license to JK Management Unlimited LLC for the Stow Lions Autumn Food Truck Festival at Lions Field on Sunday, September 15th, 2024, from 11 AM until 6 PM, pending receipt of all required documentation.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
They're all
Thank you.
unanimous. Thank you
Thank
very
you very
much.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the housing production plan.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike, for your input. Alright,
Piece of paper.
So if you want to go out to your car.
so this, if I understand correctly,
You guys don't have to stay. Sure. I mean,
We'll
unless
be
you're very
back.
interested in the housing production plan.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Just sit up here.
First of all, thank you for the information that you gave to us in our packets.
Yes.
Highlighting specifically whatever the changes happen to be. That whether substantive or just non-substantive. With that, does anybody on the board have a question?
I do. I had a quick question about the ADUs that just got signed by Maura Healy. How are you guys folding that in? Sorry, I'm really sorry, but I saw it and I was like, oh wow, you can put a tiny house on your property now. What does that mean for the amount of housing that we will be able to have in this town? So could you address that?
Yes, so first off, there has been some confusion around that language, so it is accessory apartments,
Okay.
not tiny homes.
Okay.
There still does need to be a primary dwelling
Got
on the
it.
site. But yes, Michael and I were just talking about, what are we gonna do in these next 6 months? So there's a 180-day period that you have to be able to come into compliance.
Okay.
Otherwise, after that, I would expect that Stow would just go with state law and not hold people to the local law while we're figuring out how to
Change the local
change
law.
language.
Okay.
It's possible that we could start working on something sooner and think about what might be happening this December and if
Okay.
that's potentially a good opportunity for us or if we'll need to wait for May. But
Okay.
I think it's a pretty simple fix that needs to be made, so it shouldn't be too much of a lift, but we wanna make sure that we're doing enough outreach around it.
Okay. Do you guys all know what I asked?
Yes,
Sorry.
well, I actually just,
Okay.
if I could, in the housing production plan, I think in the recommendations section perhaps, I'm not sure where it was and I don't have it in front of me. There was discussion about tiny homes or accessory dwelling units, so I actually thought that you had already,
Micro-housing model.
was it micro housing?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That you had already sort of integrated this concept into the housing production plan, so is it different?
So the housing production plan simply says we are going to look into these things further and we're
Okay.
going to strive to see what in those areas, those categories would be best suited for Stow. So in a sense, yes, it is
You sort of
integrated.
anticipated it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
good.
You made some reference to the Stow Acres development, is
A
that,
lot of references.
Yes.
because that's representative perhaps of.
That's
of-
right. Yeah, so there is gonna be a micro housing, or there is currently a suggestion of a micro housing model at the residences at Stow Acres. So we're looking to conclude that permitting process in the next month, and I hope that perhaps by that time we'll have some more definitive answer of whether we can include that. But I think the developer is currently working with the state right now on those. I'm looking at Michael because he is he's permitting through the zoning board of appeals, so he probably has even more up-to-date information than I do, so correct me if I'm wrong.
So just to be clear,
Yeah.
the difference between micro-housing and accessory housing, micro-housing can be a standalone small house. Accessory housing has to be added if there's
Has to be
already
accessory.
permanent resident.
Accessory to a primary dwelling. Micro housing is still different than a tiny home.
Okay.
Which, so all sorts of terms. So micro housing would be very small apartments, let's say 300 square feet, with a common kitchen or common living area.
Like dorm.
So you might have a little a refrigerator in your smaller apartment, but then be able to go cook in a communal kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, who cleans that up? I remember college
Yeah,
days,
that's
you
what I'm
know, it's
thinking.
like,
Is that what you have?
College.
Yeah.
the
sweet.
Yeah, so it
fights.
would be like a co-housing, is that another, or is that no longer a term that we use?
I think the plan also talks about wanting to look at co-housing again,
Okay.
because that is something that the Housing Trust is also interested in. But I think there still is just an added complexity to that as well. I think co-housing, it does sound quite a bit like that. The model that they're looking at for Stow Acres is looking at adults who maybe have aged out of a lot of assisting services essentially. So folks who may be living with a disability, who are looking for a little bit more independence, but have just aged out of a lot of the social services that exist.
Great. It's exciting.
Any other comments? I'll take a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve and adopt the housing production plan as presented by the planning department.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Let the record show it's
job.
unanimous.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
So much.
A lot of data in there.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Seriously, I know it's a lot of work.
Yeah, thanks for all the hard work.
Good night.
Thanks, Michael.
Okay, the intermunicipal agreement for regional consulting services. Any questions?
What is it?
Sorry.
Did you read?
He asked any questions, I
Oh.
thought I'd throw one out there. Some people may be wondering, I don't know.
Yeah, sure. I can offer a brief explainer if that is helpful. So and I'm gonna forget what it is, I think it's every 3 years, every 5 years, the regional housing, 3 years? Thank you. Every 3 years, the Regional Housing Coalition, which is towns of Stow, Hudson, Bolton, Boxborough, Harvard, Littleton,
Lynn.
Lancaster,
Right,
all
Right,
of
and
those.
Devon's.
We all get
And
together,
Devon's.
Devon's,
yeah.
and we talk about housing issues with a housing consultant who is also providing us local hours. So they help us with monitoring a lot of our affordable housing units. They answer any questions that staff have about upcoming lotteries. They help disseminate information, hold annual events with us. So every few years, we need to do a procurement process and get another contract going with our consultant. So this is the same consultant that we've been using for quite some time now, but just going through all the obstacles to get them.
And the lead community is still Hudson.
It's still Hudson, yes.
Okay.
Great.
I do have a question, actually. Sorry, guys, but our housing in town, affordable housing, a fair amount of it, Pilot Grove, 1 and 2, and Elizabeth Brook, the existing and now the new construction. That's actually already managed by TCB, the community builders. And the other housing that we have not associated is dealt with through our housing authority. What exactly is this?
Not entirely.
No, not entirely.
You know, when I was on SMOT, there were slip-ups and we needed the support of this consultant. The houses integrated into different developments and you don't. And sometimes they go on the market and the realtor doesn't realize that there's a restriction on it and then we have to ask the housing consultant for support and if you look in the document, it's not tons of hours.
It's really not, no,
Yeah.
no, and
So
we
it's
based it
for
off of our
those.
historical need, so,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's also a little bit of a difference too with the management activities that an entity like TCB
That's what
might
that's what my
maintain.
question actually was,
Oh,
is
sorry.
what services are they giving to our housing authority, and do they work in conjunction with TCB?
So they are kind of another player in affordable housing. So they help us with ensuring that units stay on the subsidized housing inventory. So there could be a unit that comes up for sale at Arbor Glen or at Villages at Stow, or even at Elizabeth Brook, that might need added assistance through the state in order to make sure that the current homeowner is really clear on what their sales price is, they're clear on where their next house is going to be, and that the town has the right of first refusal to make sure that if there is no eligible buyer found, that we're still able to act through SMOT to hold on to that unit so that it maintains its affordability.
Okay, those are homes that are actually owned. What about the rental units?
There's less activity there in terms of our housing consultant. So there, that is much more handled by TCB. But the Metro West housing consultants would help us make sure that the units stay on the subsidized housing inventory. So there's not really the question when there's a change in renter, it's really just a change in homeowner. But still, we want to make sure that that we have an accurate, essentially, census of where all the units are. So it's a pretty quick piece of paperwork that they're doing for Pilot Grove.
Okay, because my issue, my concern, I've had direct dealings with the properties, Pilot Grove, as well as Elizabeth Brook, in dealing with violations, et cetera, that have happened, and the REAC inspections and everything else. Is there ways that this consultant can kind of beef up a little bit on that? Or is that something that is just not in the purview?
I think the component you're talking about is not in their purview.
Whose purview is it?
I think some of that would be TCB, potentially, if I'm understanding you correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
TCB is hired by,
Stow Community Housing Corp.
right.
Yeah.
So, and Stow Community Housing Corp., do they use this organization at all?
No.
Would they be eligible to use this organization?
Potentially they could, if they had a need for a housing consultant, they could look into their own interest separately from the town's,
Okay,
I think.
all right, that's a fair answer.
I'm totally confused here, so this question may be out in left field, but does any of this include the house on Birch Hill Road owned by Minuteman Art that is housing disabled people?
Currently, I don't think, and I'm glad Linda's here, I don't think that we have any DDS or DDH homes right now. So that must be something else.
Yeah, because we were just discussing
Yeah.
group quarters and what was the group quarters and something else.
Maybe boarding homes?
Yeah, something, and we used to have one on Taylor Road and one on Packard Road and
And now on Birch Hill Road.
but I'm not sure how that was classified.
Okay,
So we're still researching that
okay,
piece.
okay.
That's a good question.
I have it here, double check with
Yeah.
it, Maynard.
Okay. Any other questions?
No?
Thank you.
Okay, I'll take a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve and sign the intermunicipal agreement for regional consulting services.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Shows unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very
May I ask
much.
a question?
So, next on the agenda is the 2024 special town meeting, date? Oh,
Masters Academy?
I gotta look.
right, that's, I was going off the list.
You were
Thank
going off the motions.
Yep, I was going off the motions, sorry. So we have the presentation, actually, this I'm excited about, finally we get to see this, so,
How you doing?
excellent.
I'm
And
Peter.
Peter,
Yes.
pleasure to meet you
Good to
for
see
the
everyone.
first time.
Yes.
We can introduce, I'm JT Toole, the chair of the board.
I'm Ingeborg Hageman, the clerk.
I'm Hector Constanzos.
Courtney Fetcher.
Yes.
And Megan Birch McMichael.
Hi there.
Okay.
Peter Masters.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see
Welcome.
everyone. Yeah. You'd like me to start then?
Sure.
Fantastic. So I sent over some stuff. I brought some of these just in case technology didn't work, which
Seems to be so far,
All right.
fingers crossed, would you like to start with the slot, what would you like to
let me just say hello and then we'll kick in and you and I'll figure it out
Sounds
together
good.
then. All right,
Perfect.
great. So Peter Masters, I grew up in Lexington, played hockey at Boston College, have been running the Junior Bruins with my brother Chris for the last 22, 23 years out of the New England Sports Center. Chris was also a player at Boston College. We started down this path of creating a kind of full-service sports academy probably 6-7 years ago. We've had a lot of twists and turns, and I'm thrilled that we are here today after meeting with you folks back in 2021. I'm married now 18 years, 4 kids, boy, girl, 17 to 8, and living in Bedford. And so I've been commuting from Bedford to Marlborough since I was in Watertown in '99, but so I call it 2006. We did, as a group, close on the property at Bose back in May. We spent the last 9 weeks working like crazy. We have over 2,100 hours of our team kind of starting to build into the permit that we put into the town last Tuesday, so we hit a great milestone. Very excited about that. We've had a chance to meet with a lot of your heads of boards. We were met with your new interim fire chief and the building commissioner and conservation and a lot of different folks along the way. So I'm excited to be back here again to say hi to everyone and talk about kind of where we've gone and kind of what our plan is for the property. So why don't we'll kick on to the slide to start and we'll talk through.
You guys can watch right here.
Oh, it's there, alright.
Yeah, great, all right, so we'll go to the next one.
That's good.
May for me, no.
You don't have to turn.
Yes, it does, so I can give you this. and
Oh,
you
great.
can-
Super, all right, first time through, right. So our mission is to become the first comprehensive sports academy in New England. And we are a grade 6 through PG academy, co-ed, day and boarding students. We have 9 or 10 disciplines of sport that would start in kind of year 1. We are still on track to open for fall of '25. Depending on how the permitting process goes, if we kind of smoothly get through it, have no hiccups, '25 still works. And if not, we'll have to bump to '26. There we go. So our story is kind of take the top club hockey programs, soccer, lacrosse, baseball, and basketball programs, bring them together with kind of a youth sports number of over 12,000 participants in these club programs, led by the Junior Bruins in our group in hockey. We partnered with the architects of the most successful sports academy in the world, IMG Academy down in Bradenton, Florida. Started in the 70s as a tennis academy. Bollettieri ran it. He looked around to his group of coaches and said, we teach these fantastic tennis players for 2, 4, 6 weeks during this summer. What if we actually got a chance to work with them all year round? And so they went to a local private school, Catholic and prep school, and said, will you carve out 3.5, 4 hours a day for our students or our players to leave, come over and train with us, and then we send them back to you. So you educate them, you house them, you feed them, we train them during the day. And so within a couple years, they had 10 or 12 of the top 14 tennis players in America on their property. That started to grow, they added more sports. IMG came in and bought them back in the 80s. And then in 1999, Rich Odell, who was part of our team, had gone down to IMG to say, look, you are taking your students or your athletes and you're not educating them. You're not controlling the whole process, and you should do the education yourself. And so they went forward with in 1999, started with 0 students, and by the time they got to 2016, when Rich left, Rich was the head of the school and oversaw a $165 million build out on about 300 acres of tomato farm down there that they purchased. He finished with about 1,100 students. Ted Miekma, who's also part of the academy, started in the 70s, did 30 years running their business office and their sport program for IMG. So as we build our team, and we'll walk through as we go along, they came on first with us. So from an academy perspective, we have 2 incredible individuals kind of leading us through this process. And then we got the kind of what we think is the crowning piece of this puzzle, the Stow property. 82 acres, fantastic town near our main facility in Marlboro, just a few miles off the highway. And when you put all of those together, that's kind of the story we're bringing to the marketplace that exists. So campus, as we all know where that is, beautiful spot, just 45 minutes outside of Boston, something very important to our investors, that we were within 45 minutes of the city. I'll try to walk you through the property here. So as we jump into kind of the next slides, you can kind of see where we're going. So 82 acres total. We have a west and east wing in our first phase, multiple phases, and we'll lay them out as we kind of go through. We have been working for the last 9 weeks to build out the programming, and that's where our permitting went in on this particular part of the building. It's turned around, so this is the building that we're working on here, and then 2 fields, both multi-purpose for soccer, lacrosse, field hockey, baseball, softball, and then there's a Butler building, 12,000 square feet, that we will clean out in turf for indoor training. And so that is phase 1 here, this building there, and everything else that you see around it. This is a basketball pavilion off of there, another turf field big enough that we could actually bubble or put an actual building over for indoor training during the winter, town fields. This is kind of like a U11 soccer field. Another full field that we can build there. You can put a 2-sheet hockey facility in there, and this is just a baseball diamond for practice. It's not a full playing field, but then you have your indoor pitching, batting for the winter training. And then the other building, the east wing, is another 100,000 square feet that we would program as the school grew. So our construction team, all the folks that helped build out the application we put in the other day, all fantastic folks who have had a ton of experience with colleges or secondary schools.
It moved here, Peter, it's just like 1 minute behind over there.
What's that? Oh, what did I say? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe I jumped by because I hit it twice. Let me bounce back. So that particular piece of the building, the west wing, is 3 stories. It's got a basement, it's got a first floor, it's got a second floor. The other one just has a first floor and a second floor. So as we've kind of mapped out our programming throughout the building, we have our indoor training facilities in the basement. So you have fitness, you have speed and agility, you have indoor batting cages, shooting hockey areas, indoor golf bays, more fitness. We put our esports in there. You've got your locker rooms that already exist, showers, your sports medicine, and then we put some school stuff in that space as well, robotics space, drone space, and then some classrooms were originally in our plan. It did not go into the permit now. We're leaving this space open, so as we grow, we can program it better as we kind of learn what we need. And there's a yoga studio as well, plus all the mechanical. First floor, so the entrance off of 117 kind of comes this way and around. This is where the second entrance comes in, and this is this opening to where we have the front of the school. You have admissions, you have administration, you have counseling, your medical suites, and you have your security. Cafeteria for 350 already exist, and then we have the build out of the classrooms for middle school, high school. This can do up to 700 students in one day. We have 2 schedules, an A and B, so half of the group will be training in the morning, while the other's in school, lunch, and then it flips. So you can take a space where you can put 350 through it normally during a day and double it by that. That is something that the IMG folks have kind of mastered, right? They're up to almost 1,400 students now in the building that was originally built for just 1,000 students. They actually have 3 tracks that they're going through. Wow. Second floor, full reno. This is above the admissions that were there. In yellow are your faculty apartments that exist, so there are 8. There are over 195 beds that will get built onto that second floor. Cut a hole in the top of the building to create a courtyard, which allows us to move into the middle to add boarding there so they have light kind of on the wall and not as part of a skylight. So you have boys in blue, you have in purple kind of mixed. You could do either with using doors, they could be girls or boys, and then you have girls that go all the way along here. You have boys' lounges, you've got showers, kind of common with gang showers like we had in college, but then you also have bathrooms, individuals, all the way across this space as well to add to it. So you have some individuals and you have some gangs as well. Did that
I
switch?
apologize for the delay, yes, it
Okay.
switched here.
All right, no problem. All right. Just a better look of how this is the permit that we put on, what it will actually look like. So 2 turf fields, baseball as well. That is a kind of a large kind of hill that we don't touch, but you build viewing areas on it. You've got batting cages, you've got seating areas, you've got all the necessary spots for storage that kind of go with it, and I think there are 18 lights that we put in for as well that would light the field. Just a little group of kind of what actually ends up inside the building. 197 beds, the faculty apartment, administration, space for 350 students to eat at one time, classrooms for 700, all the assembly, faculty lounge spaces you need, all the school stuff for classrooms, your school store, your sports offices, and security suites. Construction timeline, hope is to get through the first set of permitting, then go to building permitting, and start demolition in December, and open for the fall. Price for the school is in line with all of the other private schools in the area. Believe it or not, you're looking at $73,000 for boarding students, kind of locally. Lawrence Academy day student right now, $60,800. I know that as my son goes there, but we're at $54,000 as a day student. We're a little different. We'll follow IMG's model for how they do pricing. So you have a kind of set price for curriculum, housing, and food, and then you have a sport price that kind of goes with it. So at IMG, if you're a golfer, it's $20,000 on top of it, because more travel and golf's more expensive. If you're track, it's $2,000. So those are kind of the base prices, and then there's a little add to it depending on the sport. So if you're playing hockey for our program, there'll probably be a $7,000 to $10,000 charge as well for the kind of sport. So that gets us in line ultimately with our competition. And just a little competition comparison, size of students, size of the school, and their prices as well. And you can see they're all kind of relative. Enrollment in year one, we're looking for 338 students total. That is high school, PG, and middle school. We get to that, and we grow to about 650 students in the space that we have right now without adding any more construction into phase two.
About 3 minutes left, Peter.
Oh, wow, oh, got it, okay. Team, this is our guy Rich, our IMG guys, our owner's project manager Enzo, Steve Sanders, our marketing guy, and then my brother Chris joined with us. 3 minutes left. This is just talks a little bit about some of the coaches that we've already hired. We feel that we have the junior Bruins of basketball, soccer, lacrosse, in baseball lined up already, and we just added golf as well. So we have some fantastic folks. Some we can tell the world about, others have jobs right now and we can't. But we feel very confident that we have all the right people to kind of lead us. Marketing, on top of just the coaches marketing to their club programs and all the folks that come through their camps, we're allocating almost $3.5 million to make this successful in our first 3 years. Difference, we just talked about how our day is. We do 5 hours of academics every day and then 4 hours of sport. And we talk about them as majors. So you might be a lacrosse major, you might be a hockey major, I might be an e-gaming major, but they split off in that time to kind of concentrate on them. And over a 4 or 7 year period, we can do almost 6,000 more hours of training versus staying at kind of your local, whatever the other normal options that have been out there, either public or private schools. So over that time, serious development. We get to our number. In year one, we'll offer hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, baseball, and we kind of outline them all by sport and how many you put in each team. So 238 high school students, and then the difference in 100 will come out of middle school. Our academics and curriculum powered by the Newman School. So Newman is a 75-year-old school in Boston. Mike Schaefer, the head of the school, ran Kimball Union, hired me Middlesex in 2000 to be their hockey coach, and he's now the head there. So we have an agreement with them that they will provide the curriculum to our school for the first 4 years. So we'll be accredited in day one. Normally accreditation takes 3 years to get. We'll be in day one. You also get CVIS, which is the ability to bring in I-20s. So you can bring I-20 visas and you can bring in foreign students in year one. Normally it takes you 4 years. So we've got a super high-end curriculum to go with all the sports and the facilities and the coaches that we're bringing in. And we'll be accredited in day one. Just a little bit about the deal, everything they'll bring to the table. Talked about how our day works out, 2 schedules. And the last one, if you just call up the video, we did a drone video, it's 90 seconds, so just make it under time. But this will give you a better feel for how we lay out the inside of the building and how we'll lay out the fields. And some of you folks may have been in there before, maybe it's the first time, but it's a good view. There is some music to it, but not necessary. It's a little slow, but. Nice. So that's admissions, yeah, cafeteria, it's not blocked anymore. Yeah, you're looking at 324,000 square feet. Some of the workout facilities already exist, were left with the building and the purchase of the price, yeah.
I suppose had some workout facilities there. and you-
They had 3, yeah. They had a yoga studio, cardio studio, and the Cybex. So this stuff that you see here all still stayed in the building, so it came with it all.
Great, well.
So we'll refurb that,
Can I ask you a quick question?
yeah,
So the boarding component is high school only?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, middle school's all day
Gotcha.
students. So that's the Butler building, will turn into 12,000 square feet of indoor training facility. So there's a 4.5-minute video as well that I can send along that'll give you just more if you wanna spend 5 more minutes of your life looking at how we're laying it out.
Great.
But I could talk for 5 hours, so that is, that's 20 minutes. Questions, thoughts? Megan?
I don't know, any questions? I sat on the board when you first came, like I'm beyond excited that
Super,
this has
yeah.
come to fruition, so I'm so excited. I think it's great for our town, I think it's great for the region, so I really am very, very excited about this.
Ditto all that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want an adult program.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Off, just a weird question, the main entrance to this, is it still gonna be the one that's shared with the villages of Stow, or is it gonna be the one that's off of,
So the hope is that like faculty and students that come in will come in through the one that's off, that's closed right now, and the main entrance for, you know, sports events or teams or kind of the regular traffic would be the one that's used now. But for drop off and leaving it in the evening, coming through kind of that more traditional look, more prep school look, would be better.
I'm sure the planning board is gonna have all of those questions.
Oh, yeah.
Just, I don't know, I mean, I am excited about this very much so. I grew up in South Hadley and there's a number of different programs that have gone through there with the high school. The only question doesn't change how I feel about it or anything else. Will there be any preference given to Stowe students at all?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Look, you know, you're gonna have to be a certain level, you know, of athlete, but for us, we wanna work hand in hand with the community we're in, and if there's ever a jump ball, the Stowe student is gonna win.
Amazing.
No.
Thank you. It's good to know.
Will you take an audience question?
Sure.
Thank you. After watching the Olympics and seeing so much of swimming, would you ever consider having a swimming program?
So we'll consider everything, but swimming's a little difficult. To heat that pool you're looking at like 50,000 a month, just before you even turn the lights on.
Yeah.
And so if you are in an area kind of probably closer to 128 where you can have more traffic after 5 o'clock in your club programs, you might be able to support it, but can you deliver 70 swimmers to the school?
Right.
I don't know, right? It's definitely not something that's kind of front and center for us. We have one possibility right now that we're just started discussions with USA Fencing. So we weren't thinking about it, but USA Fencing has 70 students already. And they're looking for, and they're all online, and they're kind of spread out throughout the country, and they want to put everyone in one spot. And so we've put in to be that one spot, and they've looking at kind of 4 other colleges, like big time schools down south, but they can't provide billeting or housing, and they're not providing the academics, they're just providing the facility to train. We're the only one that can do kind of all of it. So swimming's not on there, fencing's not in there now, but
No,
there's gonna be a lot of things that we haven't planned for that are gonna show up that are gonna be really kind of neat.
exciting.
Yeah,
It's exciting. I'm excited about this.
yeah,
I
great.
really am.
Sorry? How do
So-
you do fencing online?
What's that? No, they were doing fencing, they were doing classes online.
Okay.
So the classes online, so we would be we'd be the place that could actually give them an actual school around other students, yeah. No,
Amazing.
yeah,
What sometimes happens to the local high school, like a Yoneshige High School?
meaning what?
Well, the pool of the good athletes will
Yeah.
come here. And
Listen,
what happens to those
yeah.
programs?
So we look at it and say, those really good athletes are usually leaving anyways to go to private schools or to go to kind of better athletic opportunities. And whether they choose Belmont Hill or Middlesex or Cushing or Winchendon or St. Mark's or us is not gonna affect the pool that's the high school. Those kids are going places anyways. The other thing we found in hockey is that when the elite 5 or 6 players from a town might leave, that all of a sudden gives that kind of third level player a high school experience they were never gonna get before, never gonna be on the varsity, they weren't gonna get, the people cheering for them. And so, being in Bedford, we've got a average, hockey program, and 2 or 3 top kids have always kind of left Bedford for 30 years. And now all of a sudden, there's another 3 or 4 kids on that team that never would have got the experience. So, in general, I don't think we're gonna affect ultimately the pool that's at Yoneshige. But ultimately, there'll just be more kids getting to play varsity sports.
Will there be opportunities for underprivileged kids to get scholarships to?
So we've built in almost 35% financial aid into our model. Kind of across, if you look at the ISL, you're looking at their average is 21% for financial aid. So we start off higher than kind of what is happening out there. So a third of our students will have the ability for that. It's already built in, sure.
That's great. Okay, well, I wanna thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sure, you're
For
welcome.
coming in, and this is really exciting, and it really is. I wish you an expeditious experience with the planning board.
Thank you. We have invited and haven't gone out yet, so it's probably, we're inviting abutters over the end of the month as well to help with that process. So we'll have another opportunity for the folks in the town to come into the building. You guys are all welcome to come, take the tour, meet some of our team that'll be there before we get to the planning meeting.
Great.
Yeah,
Well, thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Valerie, could you just remind us when that meeting is gonna be?
Yes, it's September 10th at 7 PM is the planning board's hearing, it's through Zoom,
Thank you.
It was a select board.
sorry.
Which is fine.
You're sorry.
I mean, I'm saying for the public who wants
okay.
to attend the meeting.
True, because it does conflict, actually, that is one of the things that I was going to bring up and ask. Is there a representative from this board that would like to attend that September 10th meeting?
Sure.
To be able to come back and report?
Either one of us.
Either one of us can do it.
It's up to you guys, I mean,
We'll talk after.
okay, and just let me know, because I do think that's an important process and meeting as well.
Yep.
And I'd like to get some feedback of a first-hand situation.
Oh, it's gonna be you. I'm out of town.
hard there.
I just wanted to double check.
You need to twist your arm like that.
All right, well then.
We'll have a quorum with three.
We will.
You will.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, we will have a quorum of 3.
Okay.
All right. Well, great.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you so much
See
for
everyone
your
soon.
time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Good luck.
Bye, thank you.
Next now is to set the date of special town meeting, open the warrant. We need to officially do that.
May I ask what we are anticipating is being on the warrant? Or are we just, are we just holding it because we are still working through that? Which is a fully acceptable answer. I just was curious as to what maybe is coming down the pike.
Can I also interrupt
Yep.
real quick? Are you gentlemen waiting for this meeting to be over to take your stuff?
Oh, no.
You're that interested
We're
in our
just-
meeting? All
we're
right,
that
more power to
interested,
you.
yeah.
Well, that's great, that's awesome. Okay, brief, quick overview for the,
Oh, I don't have anything,
okay, so,
other
Are we,
than
if we're just holding the date, that's fine.
That's
Like
fine,
that's an answer.
opening and
That's the
opening
answer I
warrant.
need.
Yes, I
That's
think
great.
that's what it is, but it was
Fantastic.
mostly
Yeah.
planning, there was planning things, I think she had
There
some
was something else
easements.
too. I have easements and
Okay.
some street acceptances.
And there are
that
things that are
could-
time sensitive, and this is why we are talking about the December of it all, or?
Instead of May.
Well, no, it's
Yeah.
after.
I feel like there might have been something else.
Okay.
That's driving it more, but.
There
So
is,
we can
but
set the
It's
date.
fine.
We would
Set
have
the date,
given
we're gonna open the
more
warrant,
information if it was something that we
Absolutely.
could.
then you open the warrant, and then there's gonna be a whole mess of stuff that comes out of the warrant.
Great,
Perfect.
love it.
so, I'll take a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that a special town meeting be held on Monday, December 2nd, 2024 at 7 PM at Center School, 403 Great Road, with a snow date of Saturday, December 7th, 2024.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then,
And
in
a
conjunction with that,
Mr. Chair, I move to open the warrant for the December 2nd, 2024 special town meeting on Tuesday, August 13th, today, 2024, and close the warrant on Friday, October 25th, 2024 at 4 PM.
Second.
Aye. I'm
all
sorry.
those in favor? Okay, so we've got that done, so the warrant is now open.
Thank you.
Okay,
No rush.
the reorganization, the Green Advisory Committee. And Hector, I know you could speak to this, that we've had the issues of not being able to get a quorum.
Yes,
as
we
well.
have.
So, it is recommended at this point that we reorganize it from 9 members to 5 members. 2 from the energy manager, 1 from the select board, and 2 at large.
Makes sense to me.
It all makes sense.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll take a motion.
All right. 2 motions, actually. Number
Yes.
1, Mr. Chair, I move to appoint John Colano Romano as at-large member of the Green Advisory Committee through June 30th, 2025.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And I further move to approve changes to the charge for the Green Advisory Committee and changes to the structure so that the committee consists of 5 members, 1 select board designee, energy manager, and designee, and 2 members at large to be appointed by the select board.
Second.
I had a hard time reading that one.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, done. We now have the one-day liquor licenses for Shelburne Farm. I asked specifically for this motion to be set up the way that it is, basically because when they came before us last year, they said that they were going to be moving to get their licenses from the state. For whatever reasons, that didn't happen.
I think Mr. Painter is here.
Ah,
Isn't he
Ted.
directly to him?
Hi, Ted. Hi. So, in the conversations last year, we'd had, that was supposed to have taken place, for the state licenses to be, acquired.
Yeah, we started the process, but totally underestimated how long it would take to get everything done, so we have them queued up and ready. The problem is, if we submitted them when we had them ready, it would have conflicted, it wouldn't have gotten approved in enough time for this year, and then they would have expired and we'd have to start over again. So we have them ready to go, and I think, my understanding is if we wait till January 1st to file them, then we'll apply for next year, and we should be good to go. And the town has already taken a look at the draft of the license application. So I think we're in pretty good shape. It's just that we didn't get it done quickly enough.
Okay.
I think this actually occurred with Honey Pot.
Honey Pot as well.
Right,
It's sort of a
exactly.
cycle that's.
And cycled through on that.
Huh.
It is also my understanding you are looking for a second license because you were going to be selling beer and wine that is not manufactured by you on site, so almost like a beer and wine package store license? Is that correct?
So if we're gonna make application for two for next year, one's for doing the cider barn, just like we did last year. The other is, we had lots of people asking, can we buy cider to take home? And of course, the answer was no. So, we wanted to explore whether we could sell out of our Apple shop. And I'm not sure how the state's gonna view that because, it's not our main business. It would be like a side. We're talking about containing it to a small area, but we wanted to have people to have the opportunity to buy, especially, from local, like Pony Shack and people like that who are very close by, who even end up, using our apples. So, that's the goal. I don't know how that's gonna go, but that's our vision of what would happen.
Right. Yeah, it's a package store license for beer and wine, basically, because that's what hard cider falls under. It's not classified as a spirit or hard liquor, as it would be.
That's not
So
part of this, right?
you're not looking to do that this year under this license, are you?
No, all we wanna do this year is just continue what we did last year. It seemed to be going in a good direction, so we wanted to keep that going. And that's the thing that we also wanna get the full-time permit for as well.
Okay, great. Any other questions?
So I'm reading both paragraphs, right?
Yes.
Well, I'd like to take them separately.
It's all under one motion.
Well, I'm not in favor of the second paragraph, so then I'd have to deny the whole thing.
Well, that's up to you, that's your decision,
Why is it one motion?
because that's how it was set up.
Well, then I'll make a motion to separate it into two motions.
I have a motion.
We can make it however we want.
I'll second that for the sake of discussion.
Okay. And why do you wanna separate it?
Because I don't think we should hold someone to a standard that may or may not be met, and this may be out of their control. And may, if may next year infringe on their ability to do this activity.
But it is my understanding, we've gone through this with Honey Pot in the past, but also
No, I just,
they're ready to move forward with their application, which is now done.
they were ready
Sure.
last year too, but we don't know if it will be successful. I don't wanna hamstring them.
But I don't think it is prudent to continue to set a precedent to shortcut a process that should be taken through to its entirety. I can tell you that here in town, Honey Pot did get their state license, and when they've put it in as requested, it went through, and it was a matter of 16 weeks.
So what happens if for some reason they apply by April 1st, but something happens with the state and they don't get it done?
I think it's the, sorry. No, Courtney.
Excuse me, folks. Had my hand up.
Yep. Ms. Frazier.
I actually have the opinion, somewhat similar to Ingeborg, that we can't know how the process will go. And my understanding is there's a conflict between the application process to the state and the liquor license that we grant. And if we prohibit the orchard from having a pouring license, we set them at a distinct disadvantage to the other local orchards. If they are going to apply in January, as they say they intend to, they should have plenty of time to receive their permitting. And if it goes awry, we might want to help them out and support them, even though we have requested that they get a more permanent solution.
Well, that could be revisited at that time. I can tell you that the precedent in town from the other orchards, when they've put that through, there's not been that issue with the state.
So wouldn't it be?
So then there shouldn't be an issue, there shouldn't be a reason that we need to make this caveat. Because there won't be a problem, it will be a fait accompli by the time April 1st comes around.
This puts the onus on the business to move forward so that they don't come year after year after year looking for these day licenses.
I think this meeting serves as that kind of a notice. We're having a conversation with the business owner and saying, we sincerely hope that you will complete this step so that we don't go through this, and we support your getting a more permanent licensing situation. And then he says that he's gonna to apply in January, should have plenty of time to get his permitting. If he doesn't, then there's nothing in writing that restricts him from coming to us again for support. Hector's got a question.
Sorry,
Well, she had her.
So I think my concern with the way that this motion is written too is that it is literally saying that this is the last time we will grant them one-day liquor licenses, which again means like, say they come to us and they wanna do something in November, or something happens before the time that they have to apply to it, then like, we basically have said to them, too bad, so sad, like, you can't. I don't know that while I understand what your thoughts are with it, I don't know that we need to, I think we don't have to put it in the motion. I think we can say that we really hope that you are going to get this full license, and it sounds like they are in the process and they're working with the town and all the things. And I don't know that that was necessarily as far as it had gone last year when we had this conversation. Ted, maybe you can speak to that?
That's right. What you just said is right, yeah. So last year, we hadn't done anything yet, and this year we have all the paperwork done, it's just we got it done too late. So it's kind of sitting here ready to go. So we just need to get it submitted and go from there. And also we've gotten feedback from, the right people in the town to know that what we have is pretty much ready to go.
Hector's got his hand up.
Yes, sir.
I would suggest we go with the first motion and vote on it, and then continue debate on the second motion if we want to, although it sounds like the second motion is likely to be defeated.
So we currently have a motion
We have a
to
motion to
separate.
separate it.
We have a
Okay.
motion to separate right now, that's what we're discussing.
I call the question.
If there's no further discussion, we can vote as to if we wish to separate the motion into two separate motions then.
So ask who's in favor of the motion or not, you have to ask.
I understand that.
Let's do it.
So, just to be clear, we've made the motion to separate.
Mm-hmm.
We've discussed it. It's been seconded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So all those in favor of separating the motion into two separate motions?
Aye.
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 No,
Not unanimous.
not unanimous. Okay, so it is separated into two separate motions. Back to the original first paragraph then. I need that as a motion now.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve special one-day liquor licenses for Shelburne Farm, 106 West Acton Road, Edward Painter for Saturdays and Sundays, August 24th through November 10th, 2024, and for Monday, September 2nd, 2024, Labor Day, and Monday, October 14th, 2024, Columbus Day, for a total of 12 weekends, 26 days, provided that all requirements have been met and approved by administration.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none. Those in favor?
I,
Aye.
No.
you're saying no? You don't wanna give them, I'm sorry, you said no. So it's 4-1, okay.
You're good.
And
Surprise, that's all.
the second motion.
Mr. Chair, I move these licenses are granted with the understanding that this is the last year the Select Board will grant special one-day liquor licenses to Shelburne Farm, and that Shelburne Farm has until April 1st, 2025 to apply for a full license for 2025.
Further discussion?
No, you have to have a second.
Oh, second, I'm sorry.
You gonna second it?
No?
Oh. Oh boy, Robert's rules is running tonight.
I'll second it.
Exercise, folks.
We have a second?
I'm gonna second it just to move it forward.
Yep, okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion does not carry. 4-1.
Thank you, everyone.
But you're still getting your permits.
Yeah, you're still getting your permits.
We just
You are
don't wanna
getting your
restrict you.
permits.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ed.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we really, really, really appreciate your support, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, next on the agenda, the acceptance of
I was
deed
like, why are you still
and
here?
associated easements for Joanne Drive.
I was asking why she was still here. I was on the planning board and this came forward.
Can I get a motion?
Please, I was on the conservation.
Mr. Chair, I move to accept and sign the deed and associated easements for Joanne Drive.
Second,
Second.
I have a question.
go ahead.
Can I ask, if accepting this, the deed and easements, does that also accept the road?
Yes, it does.
Okay, because if, my understanding is that there's some unfinished things on the road that I just wanna make sure that the planning board is comfortable with accepting the road as it is in the event that the drainage feature that I'm concerned about fails.
Yeah, so it's my understanding that there are no drainage issues at this time. There are a couple other bond-related items to be worked out. It is perfectly acceptable to have that go on outside of the acceptance of the road and easements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause the Concom was worried about erosion on one of the head walls, and we asked them to upgrade it with additional stone on the upgradient side.
I can't speak to that.
Alright, well, the Concom will continue to hold on.
Do you hold a bond for them too?
I don't think so, we just can't issue a certificate of compliance.
Okay.
So there's no reason to hold this for the Concom's
I'm
concerns?
deferring to the planning board, it is their jurisdiction, and it seemed to be a minor issue that they responded to, I just wanted to make sure they were aware of it, so.
Thank you.
Any further question or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously, and
Would it help if do you wanna take that to notarize it, or does that matter?
Where, is it here?
Be under the food truck festival.
Sorry, I just wanna get this done so you can get it done.
Do you wanna do
So-
the minutes in second?
Keep going. I'm sorry, I just saw it there and sorry,
That's okay.
it's in my line of sight.
Are you ready?
I
for
would
the
like
next
to
motion?
commend Joyce on her continued
Mr.
excellent.
Chair, I move that to accept the meeting minutes of the July 9th, 2024 meeting.
Second,
Any comments, questions?
is that as written, Hector?
As written, yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so moved. Board correspondence?
May I ask you a question? Oh, sorry, are you speaking?
No.
Can I just ask you a question, if it needs to, in the board correspondence, there was a piece from the Townsend Select Board. And I'm interested in whether or not that is something that we are willing to do, as well. It would have to go on a future agenda, obviously.
Yes, it would have to go onto a future agenda.
What is it we would be doing?
We would just sign on as a select board, basically saying like we're in support of not the closure, but we're in support of whatever.
Keeping it open.
Keeping it open.
And asking Maura Healy to
Just come back in.
direct her report
Yes.
They could come back
from
in.
the executives,
What needs to be done.
Based on
executive director of the Board of Health.
That's what you're looking for.
To move forward.
Yeah, this is that one that you just.
Excuse me,
So would you put that on the agenda?
Sorry.
They're just signing, making sure she's right.
We made sure the documents were right, so sorry.
Right.
That's okay.
Yes.
you do that shortly after the meeting.
Yep.
Okay, so, yes, that's something we can put onto a future agenda.
Yep.
Great,
In
that was my question.
Yeah, cause I have the same thing.
Yep.
So it would be interesting, and I don't know if Denise can, or you guys can do this, but we have access to Emerson. And so I just wanna make sure that if we, cause I am in support, I think their argument is a good argument to try to hold that hospital, to take the heroic effort to try to maintain the hospital. I just wanna make sure that our position is credible, that we do have people that go there, that if we're going to take this position, it's
Right.
not just like, oh, Stow's just, going with the
We're
flow.
okay, but we're starting to get into the discussion.
Well, no, I agree with that,
agenda.
but I'm just saying, if we could get some information before the next meeting with respect to that, and that's why I was asking.
Okay, that's
Okay.
cool.
Yes.
I just wanna make sure that we
Yes.
stick to our four corners of our meeting law, okay?
Can I say one more thing?
No.
About the correspondence? I was going to say, the community, thank you for all of the work that everyone has done on the comprehensive plan. This is a fantastic document and I really appreciate all of it
And all the hard work.
and I encourage people to read it.
It's an excellent
It is an excellent document.
Yes.
So far, so good.
And I also wanted to say I'm glad to hear from Verizon.
Well, somebody's gotta be.
Yep, no, I'm sorry they're losing that channel, but oh well.
And I will entertain a final motion.
Mr. Chair, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
There we go.
Thank you.
Meeting is so adjourned.
First time I've ever